We've come from all over
to play for Penn State. We've seen what it takes to get to the top.
Penn State's going to Philadelphia!
We followed that path.
for the glory of Old State.
Let's go! Let's donate! Let's take this to the house!
Lady Lion basketball is
Energy.
pride, strength, leadership,
Play with some fight and some determination.
Find ways to win!
grit, sacrifice, focus, sweat,
Passion.
family.
To become number one.
1, 2, 3! Lady Lions!
We must play as one.
This is Lady Lion basketball.
And you're watching Courtside with Coquese. 11 non-conference games were all the Lady Lions had to get ready for Big Ten play. For 6 freshmen and 1 transfer, the 12th game of the season would be their first chance at a conference opponent. Would Coquese Washington and her young squad be ready?
Conference season. It's a new start. To get yourselves going, go out there and play hard to start the game. Okay? Lady Lions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Lady Lions!
Hey, Happy New Year and a good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Penn State Lady Lion basketball play-by-play. This afternoon, the Penn State Lady Lions and the 14th-ranked Wildcats of Northwestern open Big Ten play. And we are ready to get the Big Ten season underway. Moves it around to Page. Page, three-point shot is up and good. Banks, step back 2 on the wing, off the glass and good. Agee comes up with it, puts it off the glass and good. Brianna Banks gets in front of the pass, tips it away, picked up by Page, lays it up and in on the breakout. Penn State Lady Lions go to the locker room, more importantly, with a 6-point lead.
Keep running them. Keep running them. Keep running them. Okay? Lady Lions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Lady Lions!
Down low, Kalia Mitchell drives inside, moving Nia Coffey out of the way and puts it off the glass and good. Down low to Peyton Whitted. Whitted gathers it in, lays it off the glass and good. And fouled.
Let's finish this game strong.
Here comes Page back the other way. 3-point shot, top of the circle's good. Tania Page knocks down the 3 and Penn State all of a sudden up by 5. Rebound by Mitchell. Penn State has numbers. Mitchell, here comes Deary from behind. Mitchell gets down the floor off the glass and good. The Lady Lions defeat the Wildcats of Northwestern on this New Year's Eve by a final score of 79-72.
Conference is really tough, and I think every game's going to be tough like this. It's going to be a grind. So, anytime we can get one, we're thrilled.
A victory in the Big Ten opener is proof that we have what it takes to compete in conference. We are a team that has improved with each game, including a convincing 13-point road win over Iowa on January 20th.
Lindsay's working hard, and she's adding to her game, and she's really looking to give whichever way she can. Last year, she was our leading scorer. This year, she's still giving a lot, regardless of her role. Tania is a sweetheart. She's a great young lady. I love coaching her. She takes the information that we give her in game and she adjusts. You can see her really looking for whatever it was, whatever adjustments we gave her.
Oh yeah, and her game is off the chain, but that's a given. You watch her play, you already know that. I didn't got to speak that up.
Bree, she can come in, you can see her defensively, she's working hard. Offensively, you can see her, she'll size up her opponent. Sometimes you want her to shoot it on the catch, but she'll look at him a little bit, give him a little jab fake, and then shoot it.
She's aggressive on both ends, especially offensively. especially attacking the basket and defensively. She's aggressive, but at the same time, she's smart.
It's just like a more urgency to get things right because we do want to win. So I feel like it's just a different type of focus within the last couple of games.
With three-time Big Ten Coach of the Year, Coquese Washington's vision and the dedication of this young team, the future is bright for Penn State. Coming up, what began a decade ago continues today. Pink Zone at Penn State is 10 years strong.
This is probably the best game of the season because of what it means and who we get to play for survivors. And it really means a lot that they all come out every year and cheer for us whether we win or lose.
Courtside.
I came to Penn State because I want to be a doctor. My uncle passed away of cancer. When he got his checkup, he was already in stage 4. So there was nothing they could do. And me and him, we were really close. He was someone that I could have called dad. His birthday is October 24th, so that's why I instantly chose that number. My signature is I am 24. When I'm on the court, I'll be representing him and my family. My name's Ashanti Thomas. I'm from Lexington, Kentucky. I am 24.
An idea was born in the summer of 2006. An idea that would combine love of the game with showing love toward others. A notion to use an on-court battle to further the fight against a devastating disease, breast cancer.
We had a group that met and we kind of were brainstorming on how to help grow the sport and grow the attendance and the attraction for women's basketball. And we came up with the idea of, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we did pink uniforms and had this awareness game for breast cancer? We had to jump through some major hoops though, because again, this is unheard of. We wrote the NCAA, they were on board, and we literally debuted on that February 4th as the first team in the country wearing pink uniforms.
As with any successful endeavor, the first year started small. As years went by, the event blossomed into the can't-miss event of the basketball schedule.
It was great to see kind of this little nutshell of an idea that we had blossom into what it did. It was emotional, I think way more emotional than a lot of us thought. There were so many impacts.
I've been to every Pink Zone game so far for the last 10 years. When I was first diagnosed, people didn't talk about it. It's so great to have that kind of support behind it. And it's just another voice, a way to get the message out there.
Giving back is part of our core as Penn Staters. With Pink Zone, we've taken the lead.
We can say we're leaders because of the number of dollars that we raise. We can say we're leaders because we have, so many thousands of people watching. People can say we're leaders because we did it first. But I think the impact is that we're leaders because of the impact that we have with the community.
It started at Penn State, and the bottom line is it's something that Penn Staters can be very, very proud of.
I've been to many of the KAL and Pink Zone games, and without a doubt, Penn State does it better than anybody else. They know how to put on an event. It's a fundraising machine. They know how to reach out. The alumni come back, they support.
It is the strength of the survivors that inspires us to match their vibrant spirit.
We've had people that are survivors from a month from chemo treatments to, I think, 26 years or beyond. It's a way for our survivors to really kind of celebrate and be with other people that relate to what they've been through in terms of surviving and fighting this battle. It's not an easy battle. It is definitely not an easy battle, but they've gone through it and it speaks volumes.
Over the years, Coquese Washington has taken her team to see firsthand the impact that the Pink Zone game has on the community around us. To date, the Lady Lions have raised more than $1.3 million for breast cancer research and awareness. Thousands of patients and their families feel that impact each year as they interact with the 6 different Pink Zone at Penn State beneficiaries.
We ask those 6 beneficiaries every year to submit a proposal to us explaining how they plan to use the funds, because we strongly believe it's important for us to be able to stand face to face with our donors and explain to them exactly where that money is going.
We've been a lead beneficiary of the Pink Zone since the beginning, so the Lady Lion Resource Center in the Shaner Cancer Complex has been integral to the cancer community here in State College. We're always looking to get the cutting edge technology, and obviously that takes resources, and the Pink Zone helps to provide those.
I have navigated over 250 breast cancer patients, so it's very difficult to put it into words, the impact, but as you can tell, it's quite significant.
The impact at Penn State Hershey Medical Center has been tremendous. Pink Zone helps fund the Lady Lion Basketball Breast Cancer Research Endowment, which helps fund novel breast cancer research at Penn State Hershey to find a cure.
At our hospital, the Pink Zone funding has allowed us to upgrade with the very latest software, which is the C-View technology, which will allow our patients to have half the radiation dose and half the compression time for their mammogram. So that's really important when you're on the front end as a mammographer, talking to your patients about how they're going to be taken care of at your facility.
Over the years for our community, it's been phenomenal because we have purchased equipment that a small community hospital never would have been able to purchase alone. So it's been phenomenal in diagnosis and treatment of breast cancer.
You talk about serving the underserved, people who cannot get a mammogram without having to pay for it. We have bought a coach, which is basically a mammography unit that goes out into the rural areas to give free mammograms.
It allows us to travel about 23,000 miles a year all over the state to attend educational events, health fairs. We take our traveling photo exhibit out with the van, and just to be a presence in the community and to let people know that we're here and to help them.
When you look at the number of survivors, over 700 survivors on the court, and just enthusiastic about celebrating their life and celebrating their triumph and celebrating their victory over breast cancer. It never, ever gets tiring. It's always, always an incredible, incredible experience.
Hours upon hours of heart, sweat, and passion go into making Pink Zone one of the must-see events of the year. Former Lady Lion and current marketing coordinator, Kathy Drysdale, has overcome her own battle with cancer and understands why it's so important to honor our survivors.
Lady Lion basketball was amazing, and the support I got from them was just amazing. So knowing that I went through this and I'm part of the Lady Lion basketball family and the support that I had, I step back and I look at what our Pink Zone efforts really mean to this. It doesn't matter what type of cancer that you have. I mean, although we are celebrating breast cancer, it's still the fact that somebody has cancer, and we have over 700 survivors. We could have 700 more survivors as we continue this journey with Pink Zone and growing it even to something more than what it is today.
When we break out the pink jerseys, this team, this family, has so much to play for.
My mother was diagnosed with breast cancer 2 years ago. They got all of it out, so she's good. She's taking her medicine now. But Pink Zone has become really special for me because of that, because of my mom, and she's a fighter. And to know that her struggle and what she went through, there's a lot of other women and some men that are going through it as well. And just to have a game and have all those people come out to watch us play, and we're playing for them, is just an amazing thing.
I'm Ashanti, and today I'm playing for Elroy Thomas, my uncle. My uncle inspires me because he was a fighter. He battled cancer for 6 months, I think, and throughout the whole time he stayed positive, he stayed happy and dancing and laughing all the time. He made every moment the best that he could.
I'm Peyton, and today I play for Lily McKinley. This is my grandmother. She was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was in high school, and she basically was going through it through my high school years. She was able to fight it and survive it, and she's living today. I just play for her because she's a fighter.
Hundreds of breast cancer survivors and their families made the journey to be part of the 10th annual Pink Zone at Penn State.
We're a Penn State family.
You can't describe the atmosphere for Pink Zone. A magnetic energy in this place that is indescribable. I love what Penn State does. I just think it's incredible.
So awesome. Perfect. Thank you.
It's amazing because so far they've raised over $1.3 million.
I talked with the woman who's only a 10-day survivor. I saw signs of women 30+ years of survivorship. So when you get to interact with other women, and especially women who are newly diagnosed, and they see those of us like myself, a 22-year survivor, they're encouraged. So I like coming out and being a source of hope and encouragement to someone else.
It's kind of special for us because I am a survivor, and I love seeing everybody out there, and it makes people feel special, and I think that's really important because it hits everybody's lives. This halftime experience was very emotional, listening to the survivors and their stories.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're excited to have you with us here today. We are here to celebrate the incredible people coming out here on this court. We're excited to celebrate their life, to celebrate their accomplishments. We have broken a record here today, ladies and gentlemen. We have 4,203 years of collector survivorship on here. Woo! It is now my great pleasure to introduce another speaker for you. So let's hear it for Carrie Wells. Come up here, Carrie.
Thank you. This is so empowering. As we learn with cancer, every day is a new beginning, and you redefine what your normal is. I realize it does not discriminate. It does not discriminate with race, with religion, with faith. But the one thing I can say when I look around here, it makes us stronger.
Today I stand before you at my 5th game as a survivor. Being with hundreds of other survivors and fighters is empowering. As a young woman newly diagnosed, it was difficult for me to find others to relate to, as young women with breast cancer face many unique issues around their diagnosis and treatment. I never want any woman to hear she's too young for breast cancer. By sharing my story, I hope to change the conversation, and it's the Pink Zone that has helped me do that. I want to thank all of you for being a very special part of the community, for allowing me to share my journey, and for keeping the conversation alive. Go Lady Lions. Thank you.
Let's hear it for Marjorie Miller. You can't change what happens to you, but you have total control over that attitude. Family, friends, unity, and never give up.
This is probably the best game of the season. If we make it to a championship game, I still would say this is the best game of the season because of what it means and who we get to play for. Even though we play for everybody every day, but today is a special day for survivors, and it really means a lot to us, and it means a lot that they all come out every year and cheer for us whether we win or lose.
Penn State Lady Lion basketball is a family. When looking to add depth to her roster just before the start of the season, Coquese, Washington found 2 talented walk-ons with strong bonds to the blue and white.
I am from Greensburg, Pennsylvania.
Upper St. Clair High School. It's in the South Hills of Pittsburgh.
Like the idea of having a walk-on, somebody from the community that can be a part of the team and get a chance to experience what it's like to be a Division I athlete. Both Sarah and Leah have been fantastic in the short time they've been a part of the team.
This is like my second home. My grandparents used to live here. We've had season tickets for the football games for years. My entire family's gone here, so it was a no-brainer that this is where I wanted to go.
All 3 of our children. My oldest son is a graduate of Penn State, and Shane is a senior, and Sarah is a freshman, and all of my husband's brothers and sisters went to Penn State, and his dad worked here for 35 years. and my dad went here, so it's kind of a family tradition.
Penn State's always been my #1, considering it ran in my family.
Was up here 83 through 87. I played for Penn State football. I captained the football team back in 87 and was on the national championship team in 86 as a quarterback. We would come up to all the games. And so they became very comfortable with the university. And so it was just natural that they looked at Penn State as an opportunity when they wanted to go into higher education.
Page down the floor to Kisner, right corner. Oh, she says, why not? Take the shot, knocks it down. Leah Kisner hits the three-pointer.
When I made my first bucket, it was kind of surreal. When I heard the crowd cheer extremely loud, it was really exciting.
All the fans are really supportive, and they know who I am, which is like unbelievable, but it's really cool.
I have a lot of pride following in my dad's footsteps. He made his mark here at Penn State, and I'm hoping to do my same, but in my own form with basketball.
I'm so excited and so thrilled about how the freshmen are developing. Certainly Tanaya came out the gate from the very beginning of the season and showed what the caliber of her ability is and how talented she really is. But she's continued to grow over the course of the season. She's continued to get more confident. It's fun to see her leadership and her willingness to kind of direct traffic with all the older kids on the floor with her. Ashanti and Jalen, their growth has taken a little bit longer, but you know, one of the things we've talked to those guys about from the very beginning of the season was it'll start to click for you in January. And to see it start to click for them in January, they both have said, yeah, it's slow, the game is slowing down. They're feeling a lot more confident and comfortable and being out there on the court.
The thing about us is we definitely have the talent. If we didn't have the talent, Co wouldn't have recruited us to be here. She knows what it takes on every level.
The chemistry is starting to click. Our confidence is starting to click. But that's in part because, you know, we finally have played with the same group for more than 4 games. The injuries, you know, really impacted certainly our depth, but more importantly, it impacted developing a rhythm. It's good to see us starting to come together.
Penn State Lady Lions, a big victory on the road, 82-69 over the Iowa Hawkeyes here in Carver Hawkeye Arena.
We've shown flashes of how good we can be. We've shown flashes of how we want to play. We haven't been quite as consistent as I'd like this first half of the season. So, you know, as we go into the second half of the season, consistency is kind of our theme word, and consistency will be the key for us.
As long as we make baby steps within every game and every practice, we'll get there.
As long as you're giving 100%, then the rest will come.
It's everything we're about, everything we fight for. Here's one last look at Pink Zone at Penn State. 40 minutes of basketball.
Age is up and good.
On a day when we play for something more. A decade of dedication to find a cure. The battle is tough, and victory is everywhere. The Penn State family joins as one in an annual celebration of survivors. 10 years of love, support, and dedication. A game on the hardwood played with heart for the greater good. Pink Zone at Penn State, 10 years strong. We are